morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Monday, December 1st, 2025. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Monday, everyone. Here's a look at the ES in the daily time frame right now. Following a holiday-shortened week where price rallied in the previous week, we are now seeing a bit of a pullback to begin the week right now. Heading into the RTH Open, we are below Friday's lows already after taking out the highs and dropping down. This could become a lower high up here, especially with an inability to find acceptance back above that 68.50 zone. Now, if we do begin to sell off from these levels, how far down do we go? We appear to be within a very clear range. This range right here in full effect. Maybe the top end is somewhere in this zone. So if we do pull back, we could be middle of the range. We can be bottom here. We can be anywhere in here right now at the moment, still with an upward bias. Now, keep in mind, we do have some key economic data points coming out today. We do also have, or rather later on throughout the week, but today we have ISM manufacturing PMI, global S&P global manufacturing PMI, and Chair Powell speaks later on tonight. Later on this week, we do have ADP non-farm employment change. That's going to be a big thing here as well. Now, Friday, we do not see the NFP report on the docket for Friday. It is the first Friday of the month. We'll see if that pops up later on. Core PCE price index is back on for Friday. We'll see if that sticks. Next week on Wednesday, December 10th, is the next FOMC. Two-day meetings conclude with the Fed interest rate decision. That's going to be something important there. Next week is Fed week. So this week, do we pull back a little bit? Do we hang in there ahead of Fed week where we get a bit more volatility? Looking at the NQ here, we do see also failed new high, outside day down, heading into the RTH Open. Again, after a holiday week rally, seeing a little bit of weakness here to begin the week. Is this going to be something that, pulls back a little bit and we kind of hang in here ahead of next week's Fed week? Is this the early pullback ahead of a checkmark continuation this week? Do we continue to stretch? If we can find an early strong low and say recover the previous session's low, that could open up some short-term directional bias to the upside. But previous session's low is going to be very important early on. If we can't find acceptance back above it, do we continue to see a bit of a stretch to the downside? Looking at crude oil. This one's up right now a bit, but putting in a bit of a reversal off the highs of the day. So a decent high after the recent pop. We're seeing, again, lower highs within this downtrending channel to start the day with strength and then to reject at the previous highs and pull back. Before the RTH Open, that's already quite bearish here, and it could begin us with a bearish note to begin the week with a test back toward 57. Now, that's only 2 points down. We've been in a very narrow range. Again, like I've mentioned, we're coming into the bottom part here of seasonality, that last 1 to 2 weeks of bearish seasonality before we tend to see some sort of strength late in the year and early into the next year. That strength could be a 10-point bounce back toward VWAP up ahead. So again, any weakness we get over the next 1 to 2 weeks could be a buying opportunity into the end of the year and into the first 4 to 8 weeks of the new year. All right, looking at gold futures now. Again, gold futures here up at the moment through that 42.50 level here, with the nice rounded bottom developing and starting to show some strength. As we've noted before, that major high right here, this major low, that's the range. So we can trade anywhere within that range right now, including into the upper end, and still turn down within the range as this market continues to digest recent strength and this current price levels. So again, we could easily turn back down and continue to stay within range, but short term, in the very near term, multiple days, this thing is bullish. It's now through the pivot high. We could continue to stitch some days together as we approach the current all-time high there at 4,400. Do we even get into that next highest market structure level above at 4,500 after rallying off the 4,000 level? You have your FOMC key level here and the 4,000 level. We're working our way up. We could see 4,500 maybe turn back down and stay within the range. So short-term strength right now within the trading range, but at some point we might find the high. Looking at the YM. Right now, looking at the YM here, you'll notice again strength in the previous session. In the previous week, holiday shortened week, this was a big time push through that Friday midpoint that turned things back up. Big time rally. We're still below the FOMC key level of 48,007. Inside day at the moment, completely rotating against the previous Friday range. That right there again was a holiday shortened day, and turning against that right now on the 60-minute chart. Bit of a head and shoulders developing, little shoulder, little head, and a little shoulder maybe developing here on the right edge. Does that lead to a little bit more weakness back down? Again, how does the market respond after that recent rally? There can be a tendency to pull back to the middle. We do have this larger trading range that's in play. So again, anywhere in here is fair game right now with a longer term upward bias. But this is still strong highs, still seeing rejection off of the FOMC key level. So not anticipating as of right now a massive breakout, but what if we get a little bit of a pullback and checkmark rally this week? That could certainly be in play with Fed looming next week. All right, Bitcoin. Bitcoin down big time here heading into the RTH Open. On Friday, we did post a familiar chart here in our trading room. We posted it there. We shown it here. And the idea was this on those days right there. And so far, we're seeing it play out again. The last time around, got about 5 to 7 days down. This was about 10 sessions down at least. Do we get another 5 to 10 session rotation to the downside? If you go back to this part of the chart there and this part of the chart here, very similar patterns developing. The selling signature is very, very similar, and we've seen it now multiple times in a row. This is now the 4th time in a row since the October all-time highs. So we could see another easy rotation to the downside here up ahead. When you look at the Bitcoin chart and you look at the wider time frame here, or wider chart in the daily time frame, you can definitely see the range we're in right now is very clear. It's 75 to 125, 100K is the middle. The best spot to buy right now continues to be somewhere between 70 and 75 at the moment. That could turn us back up to 100, could turn us back up to 125, in which case we can turn right back down and trade back within the range. So that's the range right now. This is your trading range at the moment for Bitcoin. This has been the case for over a year now. This is the November rally last year. We just finished November now. That is 1 year in the making here. We're about to be 13 months into this thing. So if we drop a bit lower into this zone here, that could be a tremendous short-term and medium-term opportunity. We fail at 75, 50 down below. So this rotation right now could take us into the zone where it could be a buying opportunity late this year for maybe a fast start to begin the new year. So still trending down until proven otherwise here for Bitcoin. Looking at Ethereum, down 7+% heading into the RTH Open as well. Lower highs. This is a triple top up here after a strong initial day one rejection. You've seen lower high here, and now another lower high developing, taking out the 2,900 level. Again, very similar bearish markdown phase after this distribution at these highs. Again, like Bitcoin, somewhere down here makes sense for the next buying opportunity. That's somewhere below the 2150 level. You're looking at least 1800 maybe, down below into 1400. That could be the next zone again for this market. So in the down leg right now, and giving up that 2900 level would suggest a rotation at least into the next market structure level below 2150 until proven otherwise. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out here heading into the new week of trading. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.